Hi there, I'm Claire from Claire Chancellor Coaching, and today what I want to talk about is the Five of Swords. Now, there is a lot going on in this little card, so let's get describing it. Okay, so we've got the blue sky, we've got the grey, rough, jagged clouds, we've got the rough waters in the background, the dark mountains in behind that, the strong foundation of the concrete, but then these three interesting characters. So where to start? So when it comes to the blue skies, it tells us here that, we're getting, compared to the other cards where we were up to, things are starting to become a bit clearer on what's important, where are we going. However, those grey jagged clouds still tells us that there's some mental challenges that are going on. Again, that anxiety, the fear, maybe even having to do that inner child work. The rough waters, this whatever's going on right now, it is playing with our emotions big time. And those goals in sight, that black mountain in the background, is telling us that a lot of the goal right now is just to get through this challenge. It's not a beautiful goal, it's just like, when can I get some reprieve? And then we've got the strong concrete foundation underneath. So there's a part of us that actually feels safe to play these mental games. There's a part of us that feels like we've got the structure underneath us to say what you think and to project that kind of anger out there and still have that safe haven to retreat to. Now let's talk about those three characters because they're quite interesting, especially when it comes to the tarot and the way that it asks us to spiritually evolve. So we've got the front man there. He represents our ego. He also can represent the bully. He's somebody there who, is quite proud in that picture, but he's also keeping himself quite safe. He's got all of the swords. He's keeping himself contained in his little box. Then we've got the middleman there. Now, the middleman is quite friendly. He's probably that inner child in that yellow who's sort of not sure if they're coming or going. And, it's just that emergence of that inner child there that's not sure. Not sure of what direction to go in next. The little white shoes is telling us that they're quite pure in their thoughts. And so while they've turned their back on the bully, while they've turned their back, again, I've said it a few times here, but it means that they're not really sure what direction to go in. And then that third character is the wounded adult. It's that wounded self. It's that version of you who's really playing the victim. And so the question is, when this card comes up, who are you? Who are you playing? Are you being the bully at the moment, which means it'll have a different reading? Or are you in your inner child and it's like, I'm caught in the middle between my parents or, somebody at work? Or are you like that wounded adult who's just completely lost your way? Hunched over, feeling into that victim energy, wanting the world to change. When you're doing a reading and this card comes up, it's really important to check the first thing that comes to mind. Who are you? And so when this card comes up for health, it is telling us here that some dark memories that are coming to the surface that need to be processed. There's some dark past issues. Now that could be as strong as sexual abuse or trauma, PTSD. It's still coming to the surface and we need to look at various aspects of you playing out different roles. The team just said it can also indicate nightmares as well. So there's some sleep disturbances here. And the question is with this card is, how are you going to move through these mental games? How are you going to rise above it? How are you going to free yourself from these trappings? Now, the relationship side of things, if this card came up in a relationship reading, it's still much the same as what I've already said. Who are you playing? What is your role in the communication? What's your role in this dynamic? It's not the most friendliest of cards when it comes to a relationship. We're probably looking at a breakup. We're probably looking at gaslighting. We're probably looking at some, workplace sort of bullying. It's not a great card. But if the sitter needs to wake up so it stops being part of their future, like the spirit world is saying, come on, we've had enough of this, time to free ourselves. So to recap that, the Five of Swords, are you the ego? Are you the inner child? Are you in your wounded self? And how do you free yourself from that? I'll talk to you later.